Illustration 1. Prepare a process account, abnormal loss account, and normal loss account using the following information. Input of raw material 1000 units at 20 naira per unit. Direct material 4200. Direct wages 6000. Production overhead 6000. Actual output transferred to process 2 900 units. Normal loss given as 5%. Value of scrap per unit 8. Yeah. So the format for first of all the format for process account which we're asked to prepare is particulars unit amount, then particular, that's for the credit side, particulars unit amount for the credit side, versus accounts. The name of the business is written here. It was not given in the questions. Let's just write XYZ credited. Okay, so right from the notes we said items going into the process are debited and items going out of the process are credited. And then items on the debit side are always given in the question. Always given in the question. So from the question we see that input of raw material of 1000 units at 20 naira per unit. That's going into the process. So we write input of raw materials, let's say RM of 1000 units at 20 naira per unit. That's 1000 times 20. That will give us the amount of 20,000 naira. Then we have 4200. Then we have production overhead. Production overhead to be 6,000 naira. So then the next is actual output transferred to process to 900 units. So now that is going out of the process. So this will be recorded on the credit side of the process account. So in case I'm going to write transfer to process 2 of 900 units. The amount will be determined later as we move on. So we have the normal loss of 5%. We have normal loss of 5%. So that's 5% of the material. So we have 5% of normal loss of 5% on the raw material imputed in the process. So we have normal loss going to be 5% of the imputed raw material of 1000 units, which will give us 50 units. So we have normal loss here, 50 units, and the scrap value given is 8 naira per unit. That's going to be times 8 naira. Should be giving us 400. We have 400 here. So the raw material imputed into the process was 1000 units, and they gave the allowance of normal loss of 5%, and that's 50 units. So the transfer to the next process is meant to be 950 950 units, but then it was 900 units. So that means we have an abnormal loss. That's loss that was not meant to occur. Abnormal loss of 50 units. Now to get the amounts for the abnormal loss, we are going to be using the formula that was given in the notes earlier on. Okay, so to get the abnormal loss, the amount for the abnormal loss, we're going to be using the formula of value for abnormal loss is equals to total debit amount in the process account minus normal loss divided by total units on the debit side minus units of normal loss multiplied by the abnormal units, the abnormal loss units. So that will be equal to the total amount on debit side is is 36,200 minus the normal loss. The value for the normal loss is 400. That's minus 400 divided by the total unit of the debit side. That's 1,000 units. 1,000 units minus the normal loss unit, that's 50, multiplied by the abnormal loss units. And that will be giving us 36,200 minus 400. That's equal to 12,800 divided by 950 times 50. That gives us 1,884 naira, 0.210526, approximately one. This will be the value for our abnormal loss as 1,884 naira. Now, having done this, to get the amount for the transfer to process 2, we are minusing the total amount on the debit side, that's 36,200 from, we are minusing the normal loss and the abnormal loss from the total of the amount on the debit side. That's going to be 36,200 minus 400 and minus 1,884 naira. So let me write it here. Amount of transfer to process 2 is going to be equal to the total amount on debit side, that's 36,200. 36,200 minus the normal loss, that's 400. Normal loss, that's 400 plus 100, 1,884 naira equals to 36,200 minus that's 2,284, and that will be equal to 3,916. So that will be the amount transferred to the process 2. So now the addition of this will give us 36,200, and the addition of all these units will give us 1,000 units, making the process account to be balanced. Okay, so we move to the next. We're asked to also prepare the abnormal loss account. So we have particular units amount on the debit side. We have particular units amount on the credit side. On the credit side. Okay, so abnormal loss account, this is the format. And then all we are literally doing here is that we are taking the abnormal loss from the process account to its own account. So the abnormal loss is on the credit side, will be taken to the debit side of the abnormal loss account. So we're going to be saying to process 1. The reason why we are saying to process 1 is because we are treating this just like a personal account, and then we are like, okay, we are taking this abnormal loss to the process 1 account. Process 1 account. So that is why it's the process 1 account. So, but from process 1 account, we are taking it from the credit side to the debit side of the abnormal loss account. So we have unit of 50 with the amount of the amount of 1,884 naira, 1,884 naira. Okay, so on the credit side, all what you're just doing is just like selling this to process 1 account out. So we're either selling by bank or by cash. By bank, just like to balance it. 50. This could be by bank or by cash. I can just say it as balance carried down. Just so the abnormal loss account is going to be balanced. Then we're going to create, on the question, they say we should also create the normal loss account. So we have normal loss account. This is also on the credit side of the process account. So it's going to be it's going to be on the debit side of the normal loss account. We have particular unit amount. We have particular unit and amount, credit side, and this is the debit side. Okay, so it was on the credit side of the process account, so it's going to be on the debit side. So we're going to be saying to process one account, that is indicating that the normal loss is going to process one account, unit of 50, which was valued at scrap value, giving an amount of 400. Then to balance the account, this normal loss going out to by bank or by cash or even balance carried down just to balance the account. And that is all for this question.